guys, today is another day down here in Florida. I have to get this thing running. I'm actually looking at it and I have to get this thing running because, you know, this thing's going to an event and I don't want to drive this around or unhook this, and I want to be able to ride that thing when I'm there. What do you think?
Yeah, I could be going to get a snack right now.
You should go get a snack.
You want a snack?
Whatever. Get a Snickers.
Snickers? I love it.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so while Heath gets a Snickers, we're gonna go ahead and look at this thing a little bit here. I don't know if I said this in a video yet, but I have this thing here. So this was the deck level right here for the mower. And I cut two pieces off it. One is right there. So there was a piece that went right there, and there was a piece that was on that side. I cut both of those off, so now this thing moves back and forth freely, which is kind of a problem, but we're gonna fix that. So what we need to do is we need to bolt this thing back underneath, and this lever right here is actually gonna be our hydro. So this is gonna have some type of master cylinder hooked up to it so that when I pull it, it's gonna lock up the brake in the back. We need to bolt this thing back on so we can do that. I saw a couple of people wanted me to put a bride logo on this thing, so we got to get a stencil, or I can weld onto their bride and get that thing all set up. This thing's starting to rust, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with some puff can black and get that thing all set up there. Maybe we might even do a center thing down the center of it. I think that'd look pretty funny. Let's go ahead, get this thing bolted up. I'll show you guys what that thing looks like in a couple minutes. There's a guy next door and he has a tractor too. He was going to give me his front clip off of his. I don't know if he left his tractor back there or not, or if he took it with him. I think he said he was going to take it with him today, but I'm going to go outside in the back and go check, and we're going to see what we can do with this thing. Get that all set up. I'll probably take the gas tank off here today too. We're going to try to get some more of the steering set up here so we can actually try to figure out what we're doing there. But let's go ahead and get this thing mounted up first. How's that, Snickers?
I love it.
Satisfies?
I got you one.
Thanks. I just went dumpster diving to get all the OEM hardware for this thing. So we got the hardware here. It's all back together there. But you know, we've run into a problem here now. When you go to yank it off, it hits the fender. I'm trying to see. So 6 is fine. There was a 7, not so great. 8, 9, definitely not good. So got to figure out how we can do that. I'm kind of thinking here, guys, that we just kind of take this and kind of just cut it, notch it out there, and then put a nice little box in. What do you think?
I'd say we unbolt the fender and move the fender back.
Then we got to do it on both sides.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. How hard is it to unbolt this thing? Not hard. No.
We'll give her some finesse.
I mean, honestly, if these are self-tappers, dude, we just self-tap her back on. Just move her back about an inch or two. Oh, the deck has good clearance, too. Oh, no. All right, let's do that. We're good. We're good there. The deck here has another little bit of clearance back here. I'm staring at the wrong thing. So the deck has a little bit more clearance back here. So let's go ahead and move the fenders back so we can get some more spring out of this thing. I want to put a stop on this thing, so I'm gonna have to weld something onto it right about here so that it stops it at like 6, so that when I pull it, it goes like that. I honestly would love to be able to move this thing back so it looks like I'm still using it. I mean, I think we can figure something out right there. Let's move these fenders and try to get some stuff done here though. Okay guys, so those Snicker bars are making us think here. We're trying to move the fender back so we can use this thing pretty good here. And I wanted it to be about right there. Moving the fender back, it gave us enough clearance right here. So we basically took it off. We moved one of the bolts back farther and we just rebolted it. So this bolt here originally was right there. So we moved it back about 3 inches and up a little bit. So now the fender actually sits completely level with the seat deck. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna leave it there. We have to drill one hole right there where this one used to go, and then we're just gonna nut and bolt it there. And then if we really feel like we're gonna put something on it in the back there, we'll do that. So let's go ahead and drill this hole here. You know what I was thinking is that like when we get the wheels set up, if the wheels are still like super small and they're really small, I kind of want to lower the fender so that it looks right. And then we'll probably have to like chop the deck. We'll have to do some more stuff when we get the wheels. I'm still trying to talk with one of you guys and get the stuff for the back here. So we are working on that. So let's go ahead and drill this hole right now so we can get that thing all situated. The fenders are back on. I marked out the heath here where I kind of want to drill the hole for the live axle to go through somewhere in the back here. Yes, I know that this is only like plate steel, so we are going to reinforce it in the back. I'll probably get a couple boxes to gusset it in so that it's not just going to flop back and forth and bend the crap out of this thing. So when I go to do that though, I'm going to put it somewhere in this general, for instance. Right now, I'm going to make my weld-on bracket right here for the hydro to stop. So I'm going to like Dremel out a little piece right here, sand it down, and then sand down another piece that I got, and then we're just gonna weld a little bracket on here so that it stops it from going too far forward. Like I said though, guys, I kind of want to move this thing back. So do you think we should just cut it off real quick and then move it back and then just weld it back into place?
Yeah, but you're gonna mess with it. Like
again?
Yeah. I just feel like you're not gonna be happy with it if you weld it like that, no matter what.
Oh, no. I mean, like, I was gonna unweld this thing, move it back, and then weld the bracket like down here so that it actually looked like the numbers were working.
It might be a little tricky, but we'll just cut it round and then you can just clock it where you want it.
So we're gonna do that real quick. Probably not real quick, but we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get that all set up. And like I said, we're gonna move the gas tank off, and we're gonna see what we can do with the steering wheel. We'll probably pull the steering wheel out tonight, and we're gonna move it around and see what we can do to get the steering wheel at a better angle so that we can make the steering up in the front work. Ish. Oh, that thing's probably so hot.
The brake stop. Marcus, I gave you a glove.
That went right in the mask.
Whatever happens.
Try to weld through the paint. Oh.
We have a flaming one.
Oh, the one was on fire. No. Ah. Okay, we're good. I cut this piece off and I moved it around. I had to put 2 other notches on it so that it actually went back to where it's supposed to be, and so that I could actually move this thing pretty freely still. So now it moves around pretty freely. I got to get it right to its spot where it needs to stay. Once I can get it there, we're going to be all Gucci. When I put this thing up like that, 3 is okay. 6 is wild, man. Like once you hit 6, you're in for it. It's gonna be going places, man. You know. So 3 is good. We'll leave it there. So now what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna push this up. We're gonna tack her back into place under there, and we're going to. I'm gonna get a little piece here, and I'm gonna weld it onto the end here so that it doesn't go too far. Honestly, what I might do is I might just grind down the end down here a little bit, and then put another little bar that stops it from like going past the 1 down there. It'll probably go. Yeah. 3 is as low as it's gonna go, really, then, because once it goes to there, it'll just stop from the plastic thing there. So let's go ahead and get this thing all tacked up, though. Now that that's on her, it's on there, so it's a little hot, so it's gonna melt our plastic. Dude, it doesn't even work.
You missed.
I welded it in the wrong. Don't yank on it now. Come on.
It works.
We'll figure it out. We'll make it a little better eventually, but for right now, at least it stops right there a little bit. So eventually I'll probably make another bigger one that comes off it or something like that, or I'll just weld to this, whatever. But you know, our e-brake actually works now, and it reads the numbers, which is what we were going for. Yeah. Turn the welder off. That thing's expensive. She's a beaut, right? There you go. Oh, there you go. Now just. So like I said, guys, 3, you're good. You're in neutral in 3. Okay, when you hit 6, you're going places. So that works now. Thing doesn't even stop it. Just goes right by. Well, I tried, guys. I tried.
Who was supervising that?
Nobody. So I gotta make a bigger stop, but we're gonna have it stop right there. Okay.
We just added a little material.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go ahead and take the gas tank off, and we're gonna move the steering wheel and see if we can't get it, up here in our chest. So
Real comfortable.
Like yeah,
yeah.
just like this, and then just. But let's go ahead and get the gas tank off. We got the gas tank off. Got that on there. This probably isn't going to be as funny this time because I already yanked it off once, but yeah, wasn't as funny.
Damn it.
But I had to just yank it. He's under there trying to get it to come off nice and easy. I'm just over here just yank it off. So there's that. Okay, so we're taking it apart more and not putting any more parts on it. So now we're gonna take this stupid thing off. Heath was like, "Oh, we gotta strengthen this thing up." No, I just gotta tighten the bolts.
Still think she needs some meat, but
hey, you're yanking on the plastic. That's of course loose. It's pretty homey. So let's get this thing off. And then we can adjust our steering wheel to see how far we can put it back and stuff like that. Maybe we might just get a smaller gas tank that just fits on one side here and then make it go like this, down this side, instead of having the whole front. We're obviously gonna have to put more gas in it all the time, but at least we'll have a small gas tank that we don't have to really do much for. So let's take this thing off here. Not a lot has been done in this video, but we got some new ideas here. So we moved the steering wheel probably about 2 inches forward. We drilled a whole another hole for it, and this is where the steering wheel is going to sit now. It's probably going to sit right about there, in there now. We'll probably put something else in there so that it won't just burn up the center. I rolled this thing here so that the steering wheel actually sits where it's supposed to go. We're trying to get the steering wheel to come through right about here, okay? We're going to end up putting all of this stuff here back underneath. We're going to be getting rid of the whole tractor front end here, and we're going to be going with go-kart, like steering knuckles and ball joints and stuff like that. And it's all going to be on the back side again. So we're going to flip it all back around, and it's going to be underneath there. The way that I'm going to do it is, if you look on this side here, there's a nice little white box. We're going to end up cutting that out, boxing it in, notching it back together and all that stuff so that it's nice and tight. We probably won't notch it this much now that I'm thinking about it because I don't want these ends to become flimsy. So we'll probably notch it on a triangle here, just like that, so that it has a nice shape to it still. And then we'll still box in the end on the inside in there. That's going to allow us to have a decent amount of steering angle without compromising the end pieces there. Heath was saying that we might have to make our own center jig here, this piece that goes through the whole center, but if we can try to not do that, that'd be great too. Having the steering go through right here is going to allow us to have all the steering components underneath. It's also going to allow it to be just a tad bit higher than this so that we can still use all of that. If this thing ends up not being as low as I want, honestly, I think I might just try to fab up like a little stupid little body kit for it to be lower. Like maybe weld a couple of side skirt pieces under there and see what we could do back there. For the back here, since the back of our fenders are kind of loose still, we're going to end up doing something stupid back there. I don't want to give too much away for it, but that's going to end up being kind of stupid there. We got our hydro on today. We got our steering wheel in a good position. We got a new setup for our steering that we're contemplating. We relocated our fenders, so the next half of this is probably going to be putting the steering back underneath, trying to get the whole steering column, I guess, set up so that we can run that. I might just get a pole and then just run it straight through the center there, whatchamacallit, taking the steering wheel off and then just drilling a hole through the pole and just bolting it back together there, so that at least we have like the steering column set up there. And then we honestly could probably get a stupid steering setup done with the stock stuff still, so we could probably turn it back and forth and just envision what it's gonna actually be like there. But let's go ahead and go home for the day. It's the next day, obviously, it's sunny out. That's about it for this tractor video though, guys. This thing's probably already pretty long and I don't want to drag it on anymore for you guys. We're gonna do some more tractor stuff over the weekend probably, and I got some other stuff going on. That's about it though, guys. Definitely put down in the comments, like I said in the last video, what you want to see more, whether it's tractor, boat, cars, Miata, truck, moped. Just let me know, guys, and I'll try to get all that stuff out there for you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We will see you in the next one, guys.